Welcome everybody to the Show Your Mouth Lounge episode number. I got no sleep. Episode number 180. Pink, say something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
Oh god damn it! Pink and Addie have traded souls again. Well,
We've spent too much time. We spent too much time together. The merging is going forward.
okay, now Addie, say something.
All right.
No, god damn it! Pink was supposed to speak there. Complete the bit.
Pink's
You
too nice.
ruined it.
Oh shit. Ugh. All right. Whew. Okay. I wanted to move right on ahead to what everybody has done on their channels, but I wanted to go ahead and ask, y'all heard about the first bits of info we're getting about that Cruella movie?
Yeah.
now?
The Dalmatians have freaking Mech 9s or Mech 10s. I forget the guns.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Dalmatians did a drive-by on Cruella's mother.
Okay, so
Oh, dang.
okay, so I've had to tell Mike this now several times now. Whenever Addie says something, I need to translate it from meme language into English. So Cruella starts with basically the reveal that Cruella wants to skin the Dalmatians because a Dalmatian once pushed her mom off a cliff. So
That is delightfully stupid.
the sympathetic backstory for our villain is kill all the Dalmatians, specifically the Dalmatians, because one killed my mom. Which reads like a fucking parody, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
The thing is, like, you can take this and apply it to every other Disney movie villain as a joke.
Yep.
Like, okay, Ursula, mermaids killed my mom. Jafar, genies killed my dad. No, I would say peasants killed my dad, but that's actually a pretty serious motivation for a lot of evil rich people, so. Oh, man. I would not be shocked for a moment if fucking Claude Frollo, like, they tried to give him a sympathetic backstory of, oh no, Romani people killed my dad.
But only the Hunchback Romanis.
Oh no, a hunchback killed his mom. No, don't get it confused.
Yeah. And the gargoyles killed his first love.
No, the gargoyles just killed any sense of drama or tension.
The gargoyles killed comedy.
Oh man, Gaston, women killed my mom. That's Gaston's motivation.
Gaston's motivation is fuck.
Gaston was a hero. I will hear none of this hearsay.
Pink is one of the backup singers in the stupid fucking
Yeah.
no one does whatever.
Yeah.
Gaston's freaking sympathetic backstory is that he once got lost at a furry convention. I should know. Beauty and the Beast was my favorite, one of my favorite freaking Disney classics growing up.
Oh man, there's gotta be a stupider way of doing things. Toy Story 1, toys killed Sid's mother. What kind of toy? The world may never know.
But no, it was actually a Buzz Lightyear figure. It just got lodged in a place it shouldn't have.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was going to say something about Cars, but I don't think those movies have no plot.
Yeah, I was about to say there's not really a villain in Cars.
I mean, there's the freaking Italian race dude in 3. Yes, I've seen the first 3 Cars movies.
I would say with
I mean, I
Incredibles.
might have. I certainly have no recollection of it.
I would
Or
say superhero.
actually, was that two? Two is the one with the freaking the spies. But was it the one with the Italian dude? Whatever.
There was always the Italian forklift who was
No,
messing
not
with
the
tires
Italian
and shit.
forklift. There's one of the villains in one of the movies is just like it's a Formula One car that's Italian.
I think that was Cars too, because I remember like being 12 and like I didn't even want to watch the movie, but my parents were like, "It's Pixar," so we watched it, and we were all like, "Oh, what the fuck, Pixar?" Cars 1 was not great. Cars 2 is god awful. Cars 2 was the distinctive moment of Pixar has lost the fucking. Well, maybe it's not necessarily Pixar, but Disney is turning Pixar into a cash printer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think we all kind of saw coming, and thankfully I kind of realized they should let Pixar off the leash every now and then. But they definitely do still keep Pixar on somewhat of a
That's
leash.
not gonna happen.
Well, they let them make Coco, and Coco wasn't a fucking sellout nonsense. Toy Story 4 was, but I've not watched it. But Toy Story, there didn't need to be a fucking Toy Story 4. I think we all knew this. There didn't need to be a goddamn Toy Story 4. Toy Story 3 ended the story.
Yeah.
Toy Story is about a kid growing up. Toy Story 3, the kid had grown up. There you go. Why do we need a fourth
Which
one?
movie has Uncle in it from freaking Red Dead?
I'm sorry? Oh, Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2
All
is
right.
his uncle from Red Dead, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah, that's the one where Uncle's grand plot is to go to Japan.
Uh, I
I
have a
heard
plan,
about this.
Woody.
Well,
I have a plan, Woody. We're going to Japan. We're going to get all of the mangoes.
Uncle forming a counter plan to Dutch. And it's like Uncle with his stupid fucking prospector voice and everything. Well, I got a plan for you, Dutch. We're gonna go to Japan. People will buy us for high dollar there. Everyone else is gonna have to do the work, though. I got lumbago. At least Uncle, like, explicitly tells you, yeah, I'm not gonna help you with any of the missions I actually give you, because I'm a lazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, Dutch is like, I'm gonna need you to go do the mission for me, Arthur, on account of my sitting around in this goddamn camp like a worthless fuckwit. Oh, shit. Anyways, Pink.
yeah.
Got anything coming on our channel?
Yes. I did record another episode of Hades this week. Finally got right back around to doing that. And this time it actually recorded everything. No black screens. So that's a relief.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll have that coming out soon.
Have you
I
beaten
also
the big man
did another
yet?
episode, or session rather, of the Aztec playthrough. That's going well. Well-ish. Not really. I could have been dealt a better hand.
Yeah, that's. I was talking to Soon the other day. It seems like there's a magical spell on Civ, because he was picking some like really peaceful Civ. I think he picked the Mayans like a week ago, and then he came and just chimed into me. Okay, so I am surrounded on all sides extraordinarily closely by Alexander the Great, Shaka, and fucking Moctezuma. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I always go back to that one time where I was going to play Domination Nubia, and I just spawned on a continent by myself.
Mm-hmm. It's like, Civ knows what you're planning, and then it tells you no, you will not be doing that today.
What you gotta do is you gotta reverse psychology it. You gotta take Macedonia, but then, like, I'm gonna play peaceful Macedonia.
I'll dominate the world with tourism.
There is a capability for legit strats with exploiting the... What's the unique stable that Macedonia gets?
It is the Basiliqua.
Yes. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on from Civilization, because the longer we talk about Civilization, the more I can just hear, like, Addy inserting the gun barrel into his mouth. So, have you beaten the big man himself in Hades yet?
No, no, I have not.
Oof.
That probably won't be coming for a while because on PC I've still just sort of started out. I'm only maybe 4 runs deep, so I'm still pretty underpowered. And I have not actually played Hades on Switch in several months. So that's where all my power lies. But since I haven't played that on the Switch, then no progress can be made if I'm not actually playing it. So it's
I
gonna be a
see.
while. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well,
If
that,
I'm lucky, I can get my first time beating the big man on PC because then it'll actually be recorded and you can get my genuine reaction in the heat of the moment. But I don't know.
that'll be a
I
good
think
one.
that's wishful thinking.
That'll be a good one if you can get your reaction, because there's a pretty big plot beat that comes immediately after, unsurprisingly. And there is a pretty big gameplay change if you consent to it.
mm.
Alright. Eddie, you got anything coming out on your channel?
No.
Alright. On my channel, I will be doing a month update for June, probably. It's just generally something I try to do. Other than that, I would say it's mostly unpredictable stuff. I have been saying for a while that I want to do Street Fighter 4 at some point on the channel. I've still not gotten around to doing that, so ideally I'll get around to doing that at some point soon. Especially since I've now not only am I off from school, but also I'm not home alone, so I'm not in charge of taking care of the dogs this week, where I was this past week, so I wasn't able to join in for any recordings, really. I did get dragged along for some Dead by Daylight, and probably we're going to be more Dead by Daylight this next week, unless, like, someone's around, generally speaking, I would say that I'm going to continue playing Dead by Daylight with Mike just whenever, unless I can nail either of you two and or Soon down for playing Left 4 Dead with him. That's just about the only time we probably won't play Dead by Daylight, me and Mike.
I mean,
Yeah.
after the last F1S session, I wanted the shit out of mine, so hey.
Yeah? Yeah, it's different, isn't it? You
Oh,
think...
it's different, alright. You don't wanna know how my game looks now.
I mean, you've seen how my game looks, because you got the
Yeah,
stuff you got to edit.
that's nothing.
Like, my game still looks entirely different from how it's supposed to. Like, that's the funny thing, is you guys are mowing through hordes of zombies covered in blood and gore. I am mowing through hordes of Zoidbergs with no blood or gore, so the game is a lot more tame from my perspective.
Mine is even tamer, I think, because I just like because I couldn't find anything that particularly freaking struck my fancy. I was just like, okay, you know what, droids, with a sound mod. And the best,
Oh my
the
God.
best, the best, the best thing.
When the horde comes on, do you just hear a bunch of Roger, 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 Roger?
Yes,
Oh my God.
I can send you send that one over to y'all if you want it. But yeah, the the funniest is when I don't remember if it's the first or the second game's levels, but there's one thing where it uses a slightly different zombie pool than the one that the mod was made for, which means that there's like random zombies sometimes, but only sometimes, that speak like droids. Those are great.
I love Left 4 Dead modding. Did I ever tell you guys about the time me and Soon downloaded a Silent Hill level pack, and we were like, oh man, this is probably just gonna be a bunch of like iconic Silent Hill locations in a compilation, right? No.
Right.
It was the entirety of Silent Hill 1 remade as Left 4 Dead levels.
Ah,
Yeah.
And you know how the movies in Left 4 Dead, the chapters that you play through, are 4 levels long?
yeah.
That was about 24 levels long.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh man.
we were actually pretty close to the end when Soon was like, I give up, man. Because we didn't know what we were signing up for. We thought we would just play a couple Left 4 Dead games for an hour or two. It wound up turning into an all-nighter, and at like 4 in the morning, Soon was like, I gotta give in, man. I can't do it. So in a sense, I've played through Silent Hill 1 just in the horribly wrong way, but still. All right. I'm excited. I am excited to hear about these mods though, especially like if we get to see them in action. It'd be funny if we all
We
had
probably,
entirely different mods. Honestly.
I mean, I think we're gonna, and I'm pretty sure that most of my mods, at least the ones that are bad, are freaking client side. So
Oh, everything in all
that
mods in Left 4 Dead except for like survive. Every mod that isn't maps is client side.
okay.
With
Because
that
I
said, we.
like as funny as it would be, I'm pretty sure y'all don't want Coach to be Big the Cat.
I do. Which zombie gets turned into Big the Cat?
Coach!
Coach! Oh no, Coach is Big the Cat. Tell me they didn't. Tell me they didn't make a new voice pack for him.
They didn't. It's very good. I liked it. I played the first level. I forget the name of it, but it's the one we usually play with the elevator. And in the elevator,
Passing,
Big the
yeah.
Cat.
Oh, not the passing.
Yeah,
Dead shopping, something like that. I don't
something
know,
like that.
mall.
But Big the Cat just turns to me to the elevator. He says, and in his big deep voice, he says, "I'm Coach," and I go, "Sure, Big. Yes, you are."
What did he say?
I'm
Like-
just imagining like Big the Cat go, "Get out of the goo."
Yeah, he does that.
Hey, listen,
Like,
is that you?
Nick.
It would
yeah.
be great though if someone took the time to make a voice pack so that you have Coach. No, get the Big the Cat voice pack without getting the Big the Cat model, so it's actually just Coach going around like Little Froggy.
Yeah. I know I replaced the Charger with Donkey Kong, and freaking the Hunter with Diddy. So now, whenever I hear monkey noises, I get scared now. And I also replaced the spinner with Waluigi, and he plays music before he arrives because he's nice.
That's awesome. I need to actually go through and replace the sounds on more of the special infected, because I've got the Charger's voice replaced with Terry Crews, and I've got the Boomers replaced with Michael Jones. And of course, the tank is Macho Man, but I don't have any besides that. Oh,
Yeah.
man. One of us needs to do the tank's voice. There is a voice pack someone made for the tank that replaces the tank's voice with Hank Hill. So that when the tank comes charging after you, you just hear, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
And he will.
Yeah. Mike can do a perfect impression of Hank Hill. He did that while we were playing DBD the other day. Like, I jokingly was like, did a shitty Hank Hill. And then Mike busted out impromptu the most perfect Hank Hill impression ever. And I was confused as hell. Because it just sounded like actual Hank Hill.
Nice.
Bobby? Oh, man.
But yeah, because like, okay, I guess I'll put the freaking cat out of the bag. But like because last time we played, I was like, if there are
Big the
intro
cat out of the bag?
yes,
That'd have to be a pretty big bag.
yeah, very large bag. It has like 13 X's and an L.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because we said that freaking, or I said that if there were intro mods, I would have installed them already. So I actually went to look.
Well, of course there are.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't expect there to be safe for work intro mods, which is like that's the
There
That's a thing
are
for me.
always, without fail, furry mods, anime waifu mods. Every video game.
yeah.
The only reason Total War Warhammer isn't covered in anime waifu and furry mods is because Total War Warhammer's workshop has a strict rule against copyrighted content. I
I figured
it is
I figured
the
you
only
were
one
going
I've
to
seen
say
is free.
over to Rome.
Yeah, so that, and of course, like, you go over to, like, the Shogun 2 or Rome 2 modding Warhammer workshop, and it's like, replace all your Roman legionaries with anime waifu girls.
I mean, that's funny though. Like,
My Princess Caesar.
yeah. Freaking. Queen Augustus's dragon maid.
Cleopatra's cleavage is now 3 times bigger.
Yes. But yeah. So and like there's actually like a quality set of freaking like furry conversion mods for the Left 4 Dead 1 crew. Left 4 Dead 2 crew is like either in the works or is not getting made from what I gathered. So I had to like freaking get copyrighted characters and try to fit it together. And also like I went to looking with no Sonic. Obviously, I failed because Coach is being the cat, but that was too funny to pass up.
Yeah.
Because like Sonic is too easy to freaking like. I could have converted all of Left 4 Dead into Sonic like in 2 minutes, but like that's not funny to me.
I would love if you replaced Nick with Shadow.
No, Nick is the the fox guy from Zootopia. Because that guy's also named Nick, so I was like, oh sure. it was the first thing I saw, and I was like, okay, I whatever. And Alice is the best one because Alice is the most furry character out of them all. Junkrat.
Oh.
Junkrat got lost during the loading screen, and he doesn't want to be here.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Alice and Junkrat are kind of two sides of the same coin. If Alice had an evil clone, it'd probably just be Junkrat.
So it's fitting. Good.
Man, I wish Overwatch got far enough to actually show the character's personality beyond just, here's the cursory level stuff. Anyways, it's game.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So anyway, Pink, what have you been up to this week?
What have I? Not a lot.
Hey, we didn't talk
I think I
about what's going on
mentioned
the channel.
last week.
Oh no, we didn't. You're right. Strider and Ratchet and Clank. There you go.
Oh,
No, wait,
yeah.
that's wrong. Actually, no, that is wrong. That is genuinely wrong.
This week it's Smite.
Yeah, it's Smite, and then it's
Terraria.
Terraria, and then Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because this is the first week that we debut the 3-a-week freaking upload schedule, or I guess 4-a-week with the podcast.
Yeah. It's almost like we're a real channel.
Almost.
not-
Almost.
But we're not getting paid. Oh.
I mean, not only are we not getting paid, nobody's watching us. Like, I think that's sadder.
I don't think
You're
honestly.
not wrong.
I'm not. I don't think it's that sad. When you think about it, it's more irrational that there is some guy who's getting millions on millions of views of him playing Fortnite. You know.
Sure.
You're also not wrong.
I mean, of course, like the guy's getting watched for his personality, but it's still strange when you think about it.
Yeah, but we also have personality. Not much of it, but you know.
I'm dripping with personality.
Oh, I'm
We don't
dripping
have-
with something, but it's not personality, dude.
Well, we haven't
Ew.
Well, we don't have like massively dyed hair, headbands, and like.
I have dyed hair, dude. I have a large.
Yeah, but it's not dyed blue,
Where's
is
the
it?
stupid face
It's
cam?
true.
Why don't we got? We don't got. I do have face cam actually, but
Yeah,
we don't.
all of us combined make a ninja.
And we don't. Oh no! I bring the face cam. Addie brings the hair, and Pink brings what? The douchebaggery.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess
specialty.
it was.
Well, the other failing is that our thumbnails aren't like arrow pointing to something in the corner of the frame that's also kind of obvious. And then the title of the video is Minecraft Sex Mod?
Question mark? Exclamation point?
And then we do a little
Question mark?
divider. Free Fortnite $20 card code. There you go. That's how you get them.
Yeah. I mean, we could get a lot of hate watchers if I just put my freaking soda in every thumbnail.
Oh, and of course, the entire left side of the screen needs to be one of us making the PogChamp face, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Ugh.
But
Right.
it's alright, because you're my little punk champ.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Oh, God. No, you're reminding me of a tweet I saw from one of the... I follow a couple members of the Yogscast on Twitter, and one of them tweeted out like a couple weeks ago. Oh, I'll just link it, because I can't put it into words.
Alright, while you do that, before we move on with the actual topics, I just wanted to point out how there's a lot of weird crossovers going on right now, because the mobile game for Fist of the North Star is going to have Sonic the Hedgehog from the Shin Megami Tensei series.
Sonic the Hedgehog from the Shin Megami Tensei series?
Yeah.
Oh! What about Dante from the Shin Megami Tensei series?
They did have him, but I think he left by now. Like, I think both Dante and Bayonetta are in that Fist of the North Star game.
Okay, there we go. That's the tweet I saw that was immediately like, oh god. Oh boy. Yeah, the internet is an interesting beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
That last sentence is something I'd say as a joke.
Well,
I'm pretty sure they are joking, but like, yeah.
They are, but man, I could still hear someone saying that and go, oh god. Like, the first 5 words is just like, oh no. Anyways, Pink. Whatever you were doing this week, I desperately hope it was not that.
It was not that. No, thank you.
You were not busy piloting a YouTuber like an EVA unit.
No.
Well, if he counts, then maybe.
Well, I mean, we're all piloting big meat mechs when you think about it. We're brain pilots piloting meat mechs.
Yeah.
This is true.
You're naked under all of those clothes.
I'm piloting a clothes mech right now.
Yeah.
Let's make this
stupider. What did I do this week?
How can we make this stupider?
Yeah.
You're naked under all those layers of skin and bones and muscles and blood and whatever the liquid around our brain is made out of.
You've got a skeleton in there, and it's waiting to come out someday. It will eventually.
An exoskeleton.
Oh no, I don't have that.
I do not either. That's a little sad if you think about it.
Where do I get one of those?
Yeah.
At the Exo store.
Oh no. I must have missed it. I think I took the wrong turn at Albuquerque. It's a good day when I can reference Looney Tunes. Anyways. Quickly, Pink, come up with something that isn't about piloting flesh mechs.
Bugs Bunny piloted YouTubers like on the EVA unit.
Oh god! Damn it!
All I watched this week was stuff the little kids were watching on Netflix, and I don't want to talk about that. Any of you guys seen the Boss Baby series?
Tell me, Pink, tell me of the great freaking like interwoven story of Peppa the Pig.
The Oscar-winning Boss Baby, you mean? Renowned Oscar winner, Boss Baby?
Yeah. It has a Netflix series. Why? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Here's the thing, though. Beyond all the garbage in it, because, it's kind of made for little kids, you can tell that there was a passionate development team behind it who knew that this was going on their resume and wanted it to be as best as it could possibly be. So shout out to all those guys that had to get paid to work on this. It's honestly not terrible. It's not good. It's not terrible. I wouldn't watch it purposefully. But I was in the living room, and there were actually a few funny jokes in that, so I applaud them. And...
Oh no, I'm trying desperately to get a dig in at Alec Baldwin here. I am digging at the fucking door to get in with this Alec Baldwin dig.
Oh,
here.
Don't worry. So they actually got, I believe, forgot his name. It's the voice actor for Batman in the not animated series, in the Brave and the Bold series.
Oh wow, Alec Baldwin sucks that much.
And that guy's a man.
Oh yeah,
he's a man. Yeah, I freaking love his voice. Put him in everything. I don't care what it is. Just find something, put him in there. And he's 48 times that actor Alec Baldwin will ever be.
Like here's
so.
I'm going to be honest. Everybody and their mother goes with Kevin Conroy as like the voice of Batman in their head. Diedrich Bader is the voice of Batman in my head. Like he's great for comedy bits, but he's also good at little dramatic bits. Always, I always thought.
Yeah,
Brave
don't
and the Bold
underestimate him. He's very good.
I always thought Brave and the Bold was underrated, incredibly underrated.
It really was, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't. I don't think it was up to the caliber of the original animated series, but it was very good.
Like the original animated series is one of those things that just couldn't happen again. I don't think we're interested.
Yeah.
I don't think we're interested in having a Batman that is both serious but at the same time still willing to acknowledge the goofier elements. You know.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a Batman that's true to, like, the Silver Age, Bronze Age stuff, you need, like, it's got to be a comedy nowadays, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
I miss when the
And
Joker had gimmick.
really, the Brave and the Bold, it was chock full of homages. Like, there are so many scenes in that are just straight up comic book covers.
I don't know which
Wild.
cartoon you're talking about, but either which way, you are right.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I was talking about Brave and the Bold, but yeah, the original animated series that probably had a lot of that going on as well.
I think it was I think Brave and the Bold was brilliant in a big way that I don't think a lot of people praise it enough for. And the idea was to take the most popular, most famous DC hero and use him to showcase a lot of more minor DC heroes, which was really smart because DC for a long time has had the legacy of really only having a core cast of 7 superheroes that people give a shit about, whereas Marvel's got like dozens of superheroes that are iconic, right?
And of those 7, really, it really only ever comes down to 3: the Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, the holy trinity of DC. It's like Flash, Green Lantern. All those other guys are expendable for the most part.
Let's be honest here. Wonder Woman was a joke up until the Gal Gadot movies.
You're not wrong about that either.
Like, people
it's
didn't
just
even
that
know
she
what
was
character...
one of the original 3, so her place was kind of cemented in a way that if it happened nowadays, it wouldn't be. But, that's what happens when you're the first ever, quote unquote.
Yeah. I think before the Gal Gadot movies, I think most people's idea of Wonder Woman would have just been Super Friends, Invisible Jet, you know?
Right.
And I mean, how many superheroes, like, got really showed off by Brave and the Bold? Because I know that was definitely the first time I saw Blue Beetle.
Yeah. There's a lot, to be honest. And Blue Beetle was still a relatively new hero at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
The Atom was introduced to a lot of people. Dr. Fate. I mean, everyone knew Aquaman, but Brave and the Bold was the first one to make Aquaman. He was still a joke, but he was a joke that could be taken seriously, whereas no one could take fucking ride seahorses, Aquaman seriously, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
The thing, the massive difference between Brave and the Bold and the
Super Friends.
Bruce Timm series Tim went hardcore into making Aquaman just a second-rate Namor.
Yes.
Brave and the Bold kind of took, okay, everyone considers this character a joke. Let's kind of play off of that. Because this Aquaman, he's just the absolute life of the party. There's not a dull scene with that guy in it.
Yeah. Like, you're right on. I never thought about that, but you are dead on with, like, Bruce Timm's Aquaman just being shit tier Namor. Which makes me sad, because I love that Aquaman design with the hook hand and the haggard look. But it should be what Aquaman looks like in his later years, not his early years.
Right.
Like, come to think of it, there's only one time I ever really liked the Tim Aquaman, which is that one fucking scene where the supervillain chick blasts him with a guise of water, and he just no-sells it and says, "I'm the god of the ocean. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?" Anyways, continue about what you did with your week, Pink.
Okay, after that, it wasn't a lot, because I had a very, very hectic work week. We were doing the inventory, which is basically a whole store-wide audit, or at least in the food department it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucked. I was not a fan. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. But I'll be doing it next year anyway. If I'm even here next year, I better not be here next year. If I'm not out of here within the next couple of months, I'm jumping off a bridge. Not a big one, just a small one. And then I'll keep going from there. And slowly but surely, I will build up an immunity to bridges, and then I'll become a world famous daredevil.
I
It's gonna be
thought
great.
I thought you were just gonna try and break your ankle for workman's comp.
That'd be a good idea too.
Whichever
Let's do
happens
that.
first.
Yeah.
Whichever happens first.
There is no way this can go poorly for me.
This is a completely win-win situation. Yeah, on my lunch breaks though, I would bring my Switch to work, so I just go sit in my car and play on the Switch, and I was playing Civilization of Spain, and I had never considered that they were actually very well equipped to do a very unorthodox religious victory, in that the conquistadors, when you take a city with a conquistador, it converts the city automatically to your majority religion. So I went about on a conquest, just taking cities left and right, and none of them were able to maintain loyalty, but that was okay because all I wanted to do was get my religion into the cities, and then I'd let the cities rebel, and then they'd go back to their previous owners, and then I won a religious victory because, hey, all those cities had just been converted, so now the majority religion in every civilization was mine. It was great.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
much how it went down in real life.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking at the end game. I was like, wait a second. How does this work so accurately?
Yeah. It's rare that that happens, but apparently.
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, this was planned out way smarter than I had anticipated. Well done, development team.
The thing is, though, with that kind of gameplay strat, is that things like that, people always focus not on the changes to religion, but like, oh, well, I'll just lose the city to loyalty anyway, so there's no point. Shit unit. Shit civ.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Uh,
Speaking of which, if you got
yeah.
to take a spin with any of the recently buffed civs, do they seem to be a lot stronger than before?
Spain was recently buffed, and I would say they're just a little bit stronger. I'm not sure if they made any changes to the actual units or whatnot, but I believe they changed the mission so it grants a bit more faith and double the amount of faith on a separate continent. So if you're uh, settling new cities on a different continent, you'll get more yields on the missions planted out there rather than the ones on your home continent. And your trade routes, they just have a flat out upgrade to where you'll be making like 2 food, 3 gold, and some odd amount of faith in your just any trade route, and then that doubles on trade routes to separate continents. So they were buffed. I don't think it was particularly significant. I could be very wrong. There might be some other changes that I was not aware of. But yeah, I did get a. I was obviously playing in Spain, and they were buffed. To what degree, I'm not sure. I had wanted to play as Maya because I heard they got buffed very significantly.
According to
Because
some,
now,
yeah.
yeah,
Even though he was
I
surrounded on
I
all
don't
sides,
remember
he
what
wound up
all the
winning
changes
this.
were.
He wound up winning the science victory in like 1820, and he was like on his fucking 10th rep of future tech.
I believe it. The Maya were already very good, but the changes that they made, I think that kind of sets them up a tier above everyone else. So I'm actually happy about that because I feel like they do need it because they're so situational.
Yep.
So without the buff, then it was feast or famine, but with the buff, it's feast or average. So I'm fine with that.
They're finally now back to the tier they were at in Civ 5.
Yeah.
The Mayans are consistently the best Civ in every fucking Civ. Weird. All right. Anything
aside
else?
from aside from all of that, not really. I've been playing a lot of 2K19, or at least I was playing a lot of that this morning. Uh, in my universe mode, because I'm playing on PC now and everything's modded, I actually shifted like all the characters to be registered as males. So if I ever want to give Charlotte 16 runs as the WWE champion, I can do that.
Make her Grand
But
Slam.
yeah,
Yeah, turn into that
and
trick of Triple H with every belt.
yeah, that's a good idea. So the booking works in that characters in divisions will only face other characters in those same divisions. So that's how the women won't be fighting other men every other week. Because I don't want that to happen, but like I said, if I want the option to make Charlotte the freaking champ, then I would like that option, please. But it did have a interesting conundrum where, for some odd reason, Daniel Bryan and Maurice challenged the Street Profits for the tag team titles. I don't know why. They're not a team. They still are not a team. But now they are champions because I was like, you know what? That'd be kind of funny. Let's let this play out naturally. So I let the match simulate naturally, and Daniel Bryan and Maurice won. So they are the champions now. It's freaking weird. I don't understand how or why that happened, but it happened.
Just
And
going,
now they are feuding with each other.
just
So,
go. Oh my god. Just going back to the fucking 2010 when all the tag teams were just pick two random assholes from the same, just
yep.
whoever. All right, who are the big tag teams right now? Chris Jericho and Big Show, John Morrison and The Miz.
It wasn't even Morrison and Miz because that was a legit tag team. It was Morrison and R-Truth back then.
Oh
And the
right,
Miz
who
and our
was?
truth.
Well, Miz and R-Truth was the next year, but Miz was tag teamed to some other random asshole as well. I don't remember who.
Alex Riley.
Oh, that was just around the corner. That was too late for Rey Mysterio and Batista, right?
Rey Mysterio, yeah, they had been disbanded at a point. They were a couple years earlier than that.
What about Kane and RVD?
Long gone by
Oh
that
no,
point.
that was early 2000s.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh, so Kane and
Kane,
RVD was around the same time as Kane and X Pac.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I think
confused.
that came
Kane.
immediately after Kane and X-Pac. But yeah, RVD wasn't even in the company around. He left in 2007, I want to say, and would be
Yeah,
in TNA for the foreseeable future. And he came back in 2014, I want to say, but never
2014 or
did anything.
2016.
What's that?
2014 or 2016, I forget.
Yeah, he did have two small comebacks, so you might have both those years correct as a RVD comeback, but it was only
Maybe.
lasted like maybe a year,
Yeah.
if that.
And Kane
Because they
actually, I
had him
think,
back for. Oh no, maybe it was 2013 because they were hyping his return when I was at Raw, so that would have been June or something of 2013
Was it?
or a little bit later because Money in the Bank was upcoming. It was going to be all former world champions in the match, and that was the same night they unveiled the 2K14 cover. That was also the night where Bryan faced Orton, and that match is actually included in 2K19, whichever one has the Bryan showcase. So I'm a part of 2K history.
Oh,
We go hand in hand. But yeah,
wasn't
so that
wasn't
Orton
RVD in
RVD.
wasn't RVD in SmackDown versus Raw 2011?
Yes,
yes.
yes, he was.
What's the story there?
There is no story to be quite honest.
He's
He
he's in,
might have.
he's in the freaking the back rooms in Mysterio's road to WrestleMania, and he's like, I'm just here to watch the match. And
Yeah, the
that's how you unlock him.
thing is, yeah. So I'm not sure what all was going on there, but RVD had left TNA at that point, and had signed, I believe he signed a Legends contract or something of that sort, to where he would be included in the game. They got him to do voiceovers for the game. He's a playable character. They might have had something planned for him down the line, but just a few months later, he would go back to TNA. So there was a brief period of time where he wasn't with TNA, got included in the game, and once that happened, he went back over to TNA. So that was an interesting time.
Yeah.
The whole SVR 2011 Legends roster is just freaking weird. And I think they picked a lot of the hardcore guys because they had just introduced their new physics system, the weapons physics system.
Yeah.
So that's why we had guys like Terry Funk and RVD.
But wasn't that the year they got rid of WWE CW?
Yes, it was.
All right then.
Yeah. That was I have a soft spot for 2011, but that was a freaking weird time.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm very hyped. I was very hyped about the DLC with such legends like Bret Hart and David Otunga and Justin Gabriel and whoever the hell else was even in the DLC. I don't even remember.
Chris
Bryan.
Masters.
Wade Barrett.
And he would be released a year later.
Wait. Wasn't Daniel Bryan supposed to be in the DLC, but they had to remove him because he fucking choked out the guy with the tie?
I think so.
Yes. And they replaced him with Justin Gabriel, if I'm not mistaken. They had Wade Barrett, David Otunga, and Daniel Bryan pegged as their future top guys, and look how that all turned out.
Imagine the fucking alternate timeline where Daniel Bryan didn't choke that announcer out with that tie. So he stayed on as part of the Nexus.
Honestly, it's weird to think about because I don't understand where they could have gone. I think it was a blessing in disguise that he got fired when he did, because Wade Barrett was kind of the chosen guy of the leader of the Nexus, including Daniel Bryan in that stable. I don't think does him any favors, because he was the quote unquote wrestler of the group.
That's not hard. There wasn't.
Yeah, because look at all his contemporaries. You got David Otunga, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, Skip Sheffield, aka Ryback, and some other Michael Tarver. Remember that guy?
That sounds like a collection of guys who couldn't wrestle their way out of a fucking cardboard box.
Right. So we've got a bunch of guys with let's just say most of them didn't have star power. I mean, yeah. I freaking love Heath Slater.
Why?
Back in 2016, he's a man, honestly.
For what reason?
Back in when they rebooted.
No, we're not going past this. Why do you like Heath Slater?
I think he's got a ton of charisma. I thought he was always solid in the ring. He's not a great wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, but he had charisma and he had mic skill.
Man,
and he
if I had to wrestle with him,
so
if I had to wrestle with him, I imagine him fucking Hakan in Street Fighter 4. He's so fucking greasy that when I grab him, he just shoots out of my arms through the roof. That motherfucker came on my TV. I wanted to change a goddamn channel. I had to look at the fucker. Fucker needed to change his shampoo or something. God damn. Anyways, continue.
And you have a good.
I don't know where to continue from.
You have a good. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Like co-host in this, because pick like Heath Slater. I like Justin Gabriel. Then again, like I've never actually seen the man wrestle, because I saw him once on TV in a 6-man tag, and he was with Kofi Kingston, and obviously he's not gonna freaking outfly Kofi Kingston. But like,
right.
Like, the thing is, I'm actually like a spectacularly not picky guy in wrestling. I don't have a problem with any of the Nexus guys except Heath Slater. Well, I have a problem with David Otunga because he's a wife beater. But the only one I have a problem with for his on-screen presence is Heath Slater, and it's because I can't stand how greasy the motherfucker looks.
I don't know. I feel
You're
like
not wrong.
I feel like all three of us have our worst reaction to OVO. Like not even David Otunga, just his team.
Well, yeah, that's just the theme. That's not Otunga himself. I mean, like I just said, of course, I look at the guy and I'm like, oh, great, wife beaters here. But like, I mean, the theme song is just like there's all kinds of bad shit theme songs in wrestling, especially nowadays. If I had to hate every wrestler with a bad theme song, I couldn't like anyone who is running around nowadays.
Oh, you're not wrong.
What's his name? CF Money?
CFOS.
Yeah, CFO money.
Whatever
something
that
like
guy
that.
is paid, he needs to be paid less.
I
He
think it's
needs to be
two
fired.
dudes.
Straight up.
I think it's a group of two guys.
Oh, whatever those
And
guys
there's
are
not
paid.
an ounce of talent between the two.
If I remember, it's a group of two guys because I remember them making like a small documentary about freaking Bobby Roode's team.
Why do I imagine both of them as skinny white guys with like shaved heads, except for like little updos on the top of their head? And they're both wearing like super pencil neck Coke bottle glasses that are taped in the middle, but they've got their teeth all done up in gold grills.
Yeah, and I'm imagining freaking like my thing of CFO money is just like I forget the character's name. Oh bloody hell! Like that's gonna be hard to freaking identify the oldest brother from Malcolm in the Middle. I'm imagining him, but all done up
Yeah,
in all big bling and like clothes that are like 10 size bigger than his size.
yeah. Like, who was the stupid fucking shitty demon bug rapper from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? That guy. There you go. His personality. That's what I imagined for CFO money. Well,
Speaking of wrestling game, wrestling game, freaking bad music, Enzo Amore.
oh, see, I was lucky enough to stop watching wrestling right before he debuted.
No, dude. I stopped watching wrestling before then too. After he got released or he quit, I forget. I think he got released. He also like with his release, he also released this album towards WWE.
I saw that. Yes, I did not listen because I enjoy my sanity. But
I listened to like a minute maybe. Oh no, that's too much. I mean, listened to like half a minute at most of one of the songs, and I was like, okay, I think I've heard enough.
you have got a certain fascination for trash, man. That and fucking Barbara Streisand's nose. Have you listened to Macho Man's rap album?
Yes, actually,
I
Oh
knew it.
no.
be a man, Hogan.
I mean, admittedly, if there's anyone in wrestling that deserves a fucking diss track thrown at, if there's any diss track in wrestling that is justified, it's Macho Man making a fucking diss track for the Hulkster. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Like, I am hard pressed to think of any more feuds in wrestling that are more justified than that one. Kevin Sullivan might have a reasonable basis to get. No, actually, Kevin Sullivan. I was about to say Kevin Sullivan might have a reasonable basis to be mad at Chris Benoit, but I was like, no, he walked into that one.
He
Kevin
played
Sullivan has a
himself.
reasonable basis to be in a feud with Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan worked himself into a shoot, brother.
Yeah. Oh, he worked himself into. He worked his wife into a shoot. Oh, he worked his wife into the bedroom. Oh, it wasn't his bedroom. Oh no. What a dumb asshole. Piece of shit. Kevin, there are a few guys in the wrestling industry that just inspire immediate revulsion, quite like Kevin Sullivan. The Nasty Boys, I'll say they inspire immediate revulsion. Who's Vince? Dipshit, dumb shit. What's his name?
Russo?
Which one? Patterson or Briscoe?
Russo. Who is Vince?
Oh, Russo.
Who's Vince Russo's little lackey that made fun of Jim Ross?
Russo is a lackey?
Yeah, he's got his little friend that he had him do the stupid Oklahoma character where he came out and made fun of Jim Ross's Bell's palsy.
No clue.
I don't remember.
It was famously the incident that inspired Jim Cornette to say he was going to fucking kill Vince Russo and piss on his grave. So yeah, Russo inspires a little bit of disgust, but at the same time, like Russo, I kind of like. There's also an amusing degree to Russo, right? Because Russo's just inherently kind of funny because it's like, bro, I tell you, bro, and so on. And if Mike were here, he'd be joining in with that absolutely. Ed Ferrara, yes, that's his name, Ed Ferrara. Him though, I'm immediately like, oh, what the fuck is even your purpose? Because like anytime you hear descriptions of Russo and Ferrara, they make it pretty clear. Russo just gets Ferrara hired wherever the fuck he works, but Ferrara doesn't seem to actually do anything besides just be Russo's yes man.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's always the dumb shits that can't write for shit that need yes men going around telling them like, oh, it's genius. Oh, man. Anyways. What else did you do this past week, Pink?
I legit cannot think of anything else I did.
Andy, what'd you do this week?
All right. I had a couple of local matches with my brother-in-law, I think. I forget these terms sometimes.
Did you make him disconnect too?
Yes. I actually did though. So
Love it.
so whenever they come over, my sister and her husband, her husband always sits in because he can't play video games because of reasons. So basically, he can only play games with me, and so whenever he comes in, I'm just like choose whatever. And
Choose your fate.
this time he said, "What's Guilty Gear?"
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. I was gentle. I asked him, "Do you mean the third one or the first one?" He said, "The first one."
Oh, no. No.
I played. Yeah.
See, this is a situation I can imagine in my head of like running into somebody and they being like, hey, you like the Street Fighter? I want to start playing the Street Fighter. Let's start from the beginning with the first one. My immediate answer is going to be, no. You skipped to 2. You go back to 1 after you've played everything else so you can look at it and go, ew.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you sure you want to play the first one? Are you definitely sure that you want to play Guilty Gear 1?" And he was like, "Yeah, why not, dude?" And I go, "Okay." We played one normal match, and then I showed him the insta-kill mechanic. Then I explained the insta-kill mechanic, and then I was like, "Do you want to switch to Exert?" He said yes.
Yeah.
So then we played Exert. We played around like 10 to 12 matches in that. And then I asked him, "Do you want to play something else instead?" He goes, "Yeah, let's try out Street Fighter 5 because we haven't played Street Fighter 5. We have played Street Fighter 5. He just didn't remember. He saw Guile and then it all flooded back."
Yeah.
Also, I'm banned from playing Guile.
See, when I'm playing against people who don't know how to play fighting games, I always specifically go for the characters that I don't enjoy playing.
Oh, I didn't go with Guile on purpose. I went with Rendo.
See, I wouldn't touch random because there's too much chance of it giving me a character I like, especially in a game like Street Fighter where I like so much of the cast.
Well, that's my secret. I don't like most of the cast. I just know how to play some of them.
Yeah. Oh man, oh god, no! If it gave me like in a game that's like Street Fighter 4 that's so heavy on grapplers, I could not touch random at all. Oh no!
But yeah,
it just gives me Hugo. Please kill me. I cannot control myself. My impulses will kill you. I need to hold back.
You would do the bit that we did with Goku when I was Fong for the first time.
I get a couple seconds in of like holding myself back, and then they dash in on me, and like the instincts kick in, and I go back to Nom, and it's an instant SPD, you know.
Yeah. So Street Fighter also happened. After that, he was like, "Okay, boot up Yakuza. We are playing pool because you can't beat me in pool." And then after that, he won one game, and then he DC'd. After he took a break, he came back and we played freaking Taiko no Tatsujin in Yakuza.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Neither of you know what Taiko no Tatsujin is. I don't blame you.
Is it not the
It's
little drum thing that's on the t-shirt
Yeah.
for Tekken 7?
Yeah, it is. It's like I think it's one of the biggest arcade games in Japan. It's just a drum-based rhythm game.
Ah, that makes sense.
I find it fun.
Yeah,
But yeah.
rhythm games are just simple and easy to pick up.
Yeah. So yeah, that was funny. Like legitimately, out of everything we've played, he only won one match of pool, and I didn't even like go all in. That's the thing. Like around the start, I explained to him his moves. I freaking sat down while he tested them out. Then I freaking held back while we fought for the most part. So I don't yeah, Guile is the only character where I didn't, and even then I held back because I didn't do him freaking rush down. I zoned.
Ah,
So technically even then I was holding back. It's just like my holding back with Guile, I guess, is still too much.
with, yeah, Giles pretty rough.
Yeah, the funny part was that like I beat him with Guile. He was like, okay, you can't play the character again. And then he got Guile. Then I explained to him how to throw a sonic boom, and his face was priceless.
Yeah, that. Whenever you don't know, if you've never played Guile, like if you've not got Guile's moves down before, hearing someone explain it, it's like, what the fuck? Why would they make a character that plays like that?
That was funny. I also got my arcade stick apart because if you remember, it broke. Well, it didn't break, but the lever didn't work properly.
It exploded. It
No,
exploded.
not yet. Yet.
Yeah.
But it's been bugging me because I can like, yeah, I've played fighting games on pad for a while. I played fighting games on keyboard, pad, and stick now, so I can play them on pretty much anything. But I still prefer stick because I just got really used to it in whatever small amount of time I had with stick, and inputs just don't come out the same on pad anymore. So it kept bugging me. Like, okay, it has to be something you can fix. I mean, it's on it. Like, it's not cheap equipment. It shouldn't be able to just like one day decide it doesn't want to freaking register down inputs. So I opened the thing up, and freaking, I got the fight stick apart as much as I could. Well, yeah, as much as I could, because I'm pretty sure the ports, like the stick I have has the bottom or the top part of the stick glued on, so you can't actually take it apart properly. It wasn't made for modding.
No.
But yeah. And fight sticks, or at least the levers, are so self-contained that there's a box. And in the box, there's a box. And in the box is the button. So if the button breaks, you're shit out of luck.
I see.
So I just had to basically like I just had to hope that it's a connection error, and I just adjusted the freaking the wiring because it's just like normal copper wiring heat shrink to onto the freaking connectors. So I just moved it around a bit because those can break, especially with the humidity changes and all that. And it worked. Or at least the last time I tried, it still worked. So if it fails again, then I guess freaking if it's and this just fidgeted around a bit, stops working, I guess I'll just have to like cut the wires and then resolder them. That's gonna be fun.
I have completely lost track of what you were saying, but okay.
Am I the only one who watches tinkering videos?
Yes.
I see. Yeah, I like watching other people like making shit or repairing shit and explaining how they do and why they do, because then maybe I can use it on my own.
The difference between you and me, Addy, is that we both have mechanics as close relatives, but I actually expect my mechanic as a close relative to do that kind of thing for me, because I'm a lazy shit.
Uh, so what else did I do? Well, I did make that animation that y'all saw, or that proof of concept for the animation. Anyway,
Yeah, I watch it. It's good, but man, your character's face is animated terrifyingly. Like Pink's character looks so friendly, whereas your character like made him look like fucking threatening predator trying to kill.
I'm a fucking wolf, dude. Like,
Well, I know, but you could have made him a friendly wolf. Instead, he just looks like he's gonna eat the TV.
you know, my mom suggested that I give my Sona pupils because it would be easier to actually make without having to freaking source the like white plexiglass for the eyes. But I've tried. It looks so weird. Okay, so sometimes I try to make freaking or like friendlier designs of it, but like it only goes so far because like I've actually because I've showed my family the animation or whatever is done on it, of it, and everyone's liked it. My mom was amazed on the freaking on the movement, even though there's no like next to no movement. But
There was more than you are acting like it had.
maybe. But yeah, even my niece, like I expected my niece to be freaking like really critical of it just because she's in that age where like she's in the age where she's very egotistical and she can do anything better than anyone. And so I expected her to freaking shit on it because whatever it's not like it's not a proper TV animation. But no, she liked it. That was surprising.
Yeah.
So because of the overwhelming positive feedback, I actually started working on the proper version of it. And here's the new title card, which you might have saw because I uploaded the half
Yes, I
finished
did see
version
it.
for Pink.
Yes.
But this is quite kind of different because I changed the background a bit and
I do want to
like,
say, just at a
yeah,
glance, I don't know why, but where the right curtain has rolled up, like right next to Pink's hip,
yeah.
I don't know why, but to me that immediately looked like a Tonberry head. Pink, you're going to die in 7 days.
Oh no.
You're going to be stabbed to death by a fucking hobo frog.
This was not on my to-do list, nor my calendar.
Well, gonna have to scribble it in.
I guess I can make room.
Just
But
imagine
yeah,
just scribbling it on the calendar, dead on like 7 days. Because you'll fucking forget.
face TV towards window.
Just the idea of not only finding out the day you're going to die, but it's only a week from now, and you still somehow forget in the 7 days.
Yeah. Shit. But yeah, I also I saw the actual like animating part of the animation, and let me tell you, I spent all the whole day animating, but that's actually a lie because I spent 2 hours animating, and I spent how, how long have I been freaking awake? I don't know, like at least 9 or 10 hours I spent fidgeting around with the software trying to figure out how to animate properly, and I still didn't. But hey, this is as far as I've gotten in the whole day.
Oh my god.
This is one scene. This is one 20-second scene,
It
and
looks
it's not even
amazing.
finished. I don't know. It's probably gonna be slower in the actual video because this is not like this is 1 second full of animation because that's all I can do at the moment, and we need funny, so
You
this will
got
probably be slowed down. Yeah.
everything below the neck, honestly, you can just keep that frame one.
Well, that's the thing though. It doesn't like I could redraw it as a like freaking as a static image, but I would still need to like the issue is that like copying doesn't work as easily as I would like it to.
Oh, okay.
Because like you'll notice that the muscles and shit are moving very rapidly on every frame, just because I had to redraw everything on every frame. There is no copying.
Oh man.
And then I also did the backgrounds, at least for scene one, because I'm cutting it up into scenes just because I want like the separate parts to be finished, and then I can move to the next camera angle because I'm gonna have to redraw everything anyway. So might as well finish the parts that I can around the same time. So here's the actual background, and this is the first and only appearance of the couchless couch. The couchless.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
also
even
made this.
labeled the Ratchet and Clank stuff couchless co-op?
No,
Yeah.
because people can't fucking read.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say we need to retire that anyways, because it's kind of like, remember when we were like, man, every series needs to have a title?
Yeah.
No, more specifically, remember when I was like, man, every series needs to have a title? And then I expected you two to come up with names?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was trying way too fucking hard that first year.
But I also made that TV because, hey. And I also made
I like how the antenna's directed towards itself, like it's trying to receive a signal that it's putting out.
Yeah. And then, lastly, I also like because the title, like the title, if you remember, has animated in it, and I figured, oh well, since animated, I might as well actually animate the word animated. It would be funny. So here's that.
Yeah. I love it.
At one point, the last frame was in Japanese. Like I missed it because this uses Japanese quotation marks and not like English for the word. I switched it around so it used the normal quotation marks for us and the Japanese for animated. But I figured, oh, people wouldn't get it.
Somebody out there would get it, and it'd be funny.
So what you're saying is I need to make another version. Like I need to just make this longer.
Yeah.
All right.
Just make it a minute long of just the word animated in quotations.
But yeah, so that's all the shit I've done, like, or at least regards to drawing, I think. Wait, was it? Let me check. I feel like I remember something. Oh yes, this thing. This is probably going to be redrawn, but hey, it. Yeah.
Oh man, I want Pyramid Head to be the next character for Smash Ultimate so we can reenact this. Why does Mega Man have tits?
It's Mega Mary.
Oh, Mega Mary. Oh, did we? I don't remember making that joke.
We did.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was at the end of the playthrough. Like you were like, we're getting close to the last boss fight, and I go, oh, are we fighting Mega Mary?
Oh
and
yeah.
I was thinking of freaking. I was thinking of like freaking a big Akira monster version of Mary. But you thought of Mega Man, and I thought that was funnier.
Yeah. Like, especially if she does the classic shitty NES Mega Man animations.
Yeah.
Like, you see her just start fidgeting her foot strangely, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? She's trying to find the right pixel to kill you at.
Yeah. Funnily enough, the animated bumper and the animation of Pink pressing the button have the same frame count.
Huh?
Because that's the max amount of frames I can make. Like, there's... Technically, I could make more, I think. But, like, the reason I spent a lot of the day just fidgeting around with the animation, the drawing software, freaking trying to figure out how to animate shit, is because there's one tab where you can make drawings, and you can also make them animated GIFs. So technically, you can make animations there, which is where I usually do it. But there's also a separate tab for animation, and then you can set the frame count and other shit that I don't understand, but not the number of cells. And I don't know what's up with that. Like, I would need another like month to just figure out what the separate freaking things do.
I have no idea.
Uh, did I do anything else? Let's see. Well, did spend I did also spend like 4 hours freaking transcribing the best of 2018. Got 8 minutes in.
Yeah, that sounds like the opposite of fun.
Yeah. I don't know what I was waiting for, but oh yeah. I was waiting for the freaking Ratchet of Clank. Ah, that's the next
At
Ratchet
that's the
least you're
next
not
level
calling it
boss.
Crash.
Crash of Spyro.
Yes,
Jack of Dexter. Dad
Chain of
of
Legacy.
Boy. Uh,
Anyway, so yeah,
Revelations. There we go. Ratchet of Clank Revelations. The
Ratchet of Clank
revelation is that
Revengeance.
Ratchet was born from Clank. That's right, Clank got Robo pregnant and gave birth to a big fucking rabbit. Fox. Thing. What is
Lombax.
rabbit? Ratchet.
Lombax.
What is rabbit? God damn
I
it.
don't know what rabbit is. I don't know what rabbit is. I can't help you with that.
It's like a fucking. What are frogs? What are frogs? uh, I gotta show that to Addie later. What are frogs?
Oh shit. So oh yeah. I was waiting for the best of Ratchet and Clank to be done freaking like checked over by YouTube because YouTube now checks over videos 4 times and then it decides that maybe it will be in HD.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I was waiting for that before I posted it for y'all to check out. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll need to do a transcription for the rest of 2018. So I started doing that. Oh boy. Like it would be a lot easier if the UI didn't just break sometimes, because multiple times I had to exit the window because the preview lost all of its controls. I don't know what's up with YouTube right now. Something's going very wrong with YouTube right now. At least as we're recording, because like the freaking when switching channels, it doesn't tell me the amount of subscribers each channel has, which it has to, or it usually does. Anyway,
I think it still does for me. Yeah, it still does for me.
let me check, because for me it doesn't, or at least it didn't when I checked back in earlier. Okay, now it does. Weird. Anyway, yeah, I simply need to freaking the real voice. Anyway, so for whatever reason, it didn't do that. And also, there's this like I think it's a bug where when I upload anything, it doesn't actually like show the upload progress on that same freaking tab. I need to open the studio in another tab, and that's where I can check if the freaking things are getting uploaded properly and stuff like that. So YouTube's just been going very, very fine on my end.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I've not noticed any problems myself.
But yeah, but you didn't upload freaking 30 videos in the span of 2 days.
That's true, but I did upload 2.
I still need to sit through all of that series again. This is gonna be the 6th time that I do it. So that I mean, okay, it's not gonna be the 6th time that I will sit through all of the series. It's gonna be the second, no, the third time that I do it. It's gonna be the 6th time that I watch the first half, though. Just so I can make the freaking death reel. But it's gonna happen. Did I do anything else? I don't think I did. So yeah, W.
Alright, so for my week, let's see. Well, for one thing, I guess there's one thing I didn't so much do, but I wanted to mention in passing just to get you guys' take on it. So there's been a bit of a controversy in the Total War fandom Because on Thursday, Crave Assembly announced that they are ceasing support for Total War 3 Kingdoms. Total War 3 Kingdoms. The game has received 6 DLCs in the 2 years since its release and received several patches, but they have announced that they are going to cease support for it and instead work on doing a Total War 3 Kingdoms 2. To say that people are having a shit fit would be an understatement, because, for one thing, Crave Assembly did say that they were going to look into doing an expansion to flesh out the cultures of the Eastern Steppes, so Mongols, Xiongnu, Huns, and so on. And they've now said that they've had to shit can the DLC because they want to work on implementing it into Three Kingdoms 2 instead. And people are also having a shit fit because they feel like they were entitled, I guess, to hypothetical DLCs in the future of Three Kingdoms being a thing that actually happened instead of not happening or being just fleshed out into a game of its own. And their review bombing, of course, and the subreddits and the forums and what have you are covered in people going, oh, Crave Assembly, worst company, worse than EA, and, yada, 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 And,
Yeah.
The crazy thing is people saying, like, oh, how could Crave Assembly leave it in this state where there was a bug that was going unfixed for a year and a half? I mean, they did fix it a half a year ago, but how could Crave Assembly leave it in this state? And what I want to hear is, like, you guys, your take on the idea that Three Kingdoms is going to not like, Three Kingdoms got 6 DLCs by itself as a $60 core base game. Three Kingdoms was a great game, one of the best Total War games, and was well worth the $60. And it got 6 DLCs, but there are still a lot of people saying that they're fucking pissed and all this and that, and fuck you, Crave Assembly, for doing a sequel instead of more DLCs. What do you guys think of this?
I'm not sure of the timeline, because if a significant amount of years has passed, it
2
mechanically
years.
probably would be better to get started on a sequel. 2 years?
2 years.
I'll be honest, that's actually not a lot of time. I was thinking 4. If it had been double that, then absolutely they should have gone to a sequel. If they hadn't already,
But keep in
that's
mind,
wild.
games take time to develop.
Yeah.
Total War is a yearly series by now, but there's no way they're going to be able to make Three Kingdoms 2 in the space of a year. Warhammer 3 is coming out this year, so at the very earliest, this game's coming out in 2023.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that does add a whole another layer to it, with their release schedules for all their games being taken into consideration. Yeah, and that time frame has probably been fulfilled, I would say. I'd say it's definitely time for a new installment to be looked upon. 6 DLCs as well in the span of 2 years. That's actually a very good release schedule, I would say.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a fine maneuver. It sucks that people feel they've been cheated, but I honestly don't concur. I think base game for $60 plus 6 DLCs, you said, over the course of 2 years. I'd say that's fine, especially in today's gaming climate. I'd say that's more than fine.
And
Nobody's telling you to go run out and grab the next installment as soon as it comes out anyway. You're still going to get plenty of time out of Total War 3 Kingdoms now until whenever the next game releases. And I don't see the need for any more DLC. They might have thought that they deserved it, but some people feel they deserve things that they don't actually deserve, so you'll get no sympathy from me, as a great philosopher Ike once said.
no simpy.
No sympathy from me.
And Eddie, I wanted to hear also what you would think about it, because I thought you would have probably a different take on it.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have like it all of it depends on the context. Like I don't know enough about how much content you could get out of a freaking strategy game, or how much content you would expect from a strategy game, and if that would have been fulfilled. Because if Total War Three Kingdoms didn't deliver on the content, then I guess I could see why people are roused up. On the other hand, my only experience with yearly titles releasing freaking 12 DLCs are Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed's DLCs usually were just like item packs. So like with Assassin's Creed, you can kind of be freaked. Like if it's something like that, I can see why people would be pissed. On the other hand, if it's just like freaking, if it's, I don't know, like I was going to point out one of them with like a good story DLC, but I don't remember which one had any, like Freedom Cry, I guess, but I never played Freedom Cry.
Brotherhood had a story DLC, didn't it?
Brotherhood did have a story DLC, but it was like 20 minutes. So I mean, it was a good 20 minutes, but 20 minutes is still 20 minutes.
Yeah. I nearly said Liberation, but I forgot that was an entire game of its own.
Yeah. The Jack the Ripper DLC was okay. It has its own stuff, but like yeah, like I suppose if it's something like Syndicate and then the 6 Jack the Ripper DLCs, like I feel like at that point you would like it would be justifiable for them to move on. But then neither of you played the Jack the Ripper DLC, so
well, we couldn't.
no, you could. That was for everyone. I only on Xbox.
Oh, right. Okay, that was for Syndicate. I was getting confused and thinking that was the PlayStation exclusive DLC for Unity.
Yeah, no. The PlayStation exclusive DLC for Syndicate was the Dreadful Crimes, which were just the freaking detective missions from Unity Whites.
Huh. All right. With that out of the way, let me see. Let me just look quickly to make sure I didn't do anything worth talking about on PC. I guess I did play Dead by Daylight with Mike, and they started up the beta for the next update, which adds Jill and Leon from Resident Evil as new survivors, the Nemesis as a new killer, and the Raccoon City Police Department as a new map. And so far, it all seems like a lot of fun to me. Jill and Leon seem like fun survivors with perks that are a bit weird, but like interesting and different. They aren't just like run faster, or something boring like that.
Yeah,
Nemesis is a fucking weird character. Okay, so Nemesis, get this. For one thing, when Nemesis is the killer, the game just spawns zombies on the map. There will be like 2 or 3.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's an immediate change, isn't it?
Yeah, that's something nobody has ever had to deal with before.
So it just throws 2 or 3 zombies on the map. The zombies can be killed if a survivor drops a pallet on them, or if Nemesis fucking donkey punches the shit out of them. And if they die, they respawn somewhere else on the map. So Nemesis has this strange like mechanic he may do, where if you don't like the placement of the zombies, you deliberately go after them and fucking kill them. Nemesis
makes you feel kind of like a mob boss.
Yeah, a little bit. Nemesis himself has a strange mechanic where he's kind of like a typical, usual garden variety killer, but he has a alternative special attack where he lashes out with a tentacle. The tentacle has slightly longer range. If it hits somebody, they do not get hurt, they just get infected with the T-virus. For every person Nemesis infects with the T-virus, his tentacle attack gets stronger, with the eventual ability to break through walls and extended reach. And it does something like, and if you tentacle whip someone who's already infected with the T-virus, then it actually causes damage. You can go and find T-virus cures, but if you pop them, Nemesis knows where you are. So he's a weird character, but he's simultaneously complex and also simple. It's strange. But he's a lot of fun, and he's really different from the other killers just in terms of visuals. Because you guys have played Dead by Daylight. You guys have seen what the killers look like when they're out, killing. They are pretty well standing like a plank of wood, like kind of vaguely swinging their arms, but they're kind of almost casually jogging, right? They're not even really running.
Yeah.
Nemesis fucking runs.
He's got places to be.
Yes, yeah. And it's very different to get used to because every other killer, they're just kind of like casually strolling towards you. Nemesis looks like he's hauling ass. And every footstep he makes is like a whoomp, 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 because it's Nemesis, you know? Like Mr. X you could hear from the next room over, and Nemesis is a little bigger than Mr. X was. I will say it is a little funny, though, they had to get rid of Nemesis's rocket launcher, because they were like, yeah, he probably can't have this and be balanced at the same time.
Probably not.
Every 20 minutes, Nemesis gets one shot of Woolers 3.
Every 30 minutes a nuke drops. Wait, what? The game doesn't even go on for 30 minutes. What else is there to say? We did have probably our best game of Dead by Daylight yet. A delightful game against the someone playing the Ghostface killer. I played Ash from Evil Dead. Ash is one of the worst survivors in the game. His perk selection is terrible, but I love him anyways. He's my horrible, ugly little mistake. So he's got this delightful perk called the Medal of Man. And what it does is, if you take 3 hits that were aimed for someone else specifically, and also don't get downed and put on a hook, then Ash gets a free hit of health. But while he's got that free hit of health, the killer can see him anywhere on the map. Can see him through walls. The killer gets wall hacks. That is the shittest perk ever, is it not?
Yeah.
I would have to probably agree with that. That doesn't sound great.
But it's so insanely specific, but it saved my life, and it was the greatest moment of Dead by Daylight ever recorded. And I am so fucking happy I got on recording. I believe, like, when the moment comes where Ghostface stabs me in the back and Ash just walks it off, I believe I triumphantly shout in joy loud enough that Mike is immediately like, okay, something happened over there. Oh, man. Oh, it was such a good game. Alright. With that out of the way, there's 2 games I played this week that are both, my first time playing them, I guess. Well, no, one of them isn't my first time playing. Fuck, I did not get any sleep last night. Holy shit, I am tripping all over myself. God damn. Anyways, one game that's new, one game I haven't played in a while, but I bought it. I got to play it while it was on Xbox Game Pass, but now I actually own it, so I can play it anytime I want. Okay, Lego Worlds.
Alright.
Days Gone. So, Lego Worlds is still a lot of fun. Better to play on PC because the controllers suck on both console and the controls suck on controller and keyboard.
Yeah.
They're some of the worst controls I've had to put up with in a game made after 1999. But they're definitely a lot more tolerable on PC. That game is a lot of fun for creativity and stuff. It's definitely a grind fest. It's definitely a collectathon. If you're not into that, then absolutely stay away from that game. But if you are into that, it is a lot of fun. And if you grew up with Lego like I did, then you also will have a lot of fun with it. Because the game features pretty well everything Lego ever prior to like 2014 that isn't licensed material. So like I was seeing like stupid Lego sets they were selling up from when I was like fucking 10 years old. No, like even younger than that, like 8 years old. Of like Nexo Drill Man with the rock monsters. And I was like, yeah! It's fucking stupid. Oh, man. It takes an inappropriate...
You haven't lived until you played on the Exo Force.
Yeah. I will say the most disappointing part of the game is that there's no Bionicles. That would have fucking... Could you imagine? Oh. I guess that's up to the fan game guys, isn't it?
That's what Lego everything turns me off, because the only Lego I ever had was Bionicle, so... And Lego is like, no, that Bionicle didn't happen, y'all. Here, have freaking Lego minions. They're cute, I guess.
No. It's a fun little kiddie game. Days Gone, though, is a bit of a surprise. So, you guys remember the trailers for Days Gone? They were floating around E3 and all that, right?
Right.
So, I'm going to assume you guys looked at the trailers for Days Gone, and you're like, oh my god, that is the most generic shit-ass game I have ever seen in my life. Sony, what are you doing?
I saw Days Gone and I was like, oh, cool zombies, and then I turned it off.
Like, open world, stealth shooter, vaguely trying to have a melee system, zombies, very clearly ripping off Walking Dead's aesthetics. Like, Sony, what are you doing, right? Game came out in 2019 and nobody really said anything, right?
Right.
Well, I get Days Gone as part of the PS Plus collection for people who have PS5, so I do have it for free, and I was like, oh yeah, Days Gone, yeah, I'll play that. Pfft, and I rolled my eyes so loud it made a noise. And but about a month ago, I saw someone on just some Reddit saying like, oh yeah, the game's actually surprisingly good. It's kind of like a little humble success, like the Mad Max game. And the game, apparently, its plot picks up near the end, and I was like, this past week I was just so bored. I was like, fuck it, I don't know. So I downloaded Days Gone, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
Man.
There is nothing that is like setting the fucking world on fire, especially not gameplay wise. Gameplay wise, this game is like all ripped ideas, right? Because it's not Far Cry, which I'm pleased to say. There's no Borgia towers.
Right.
But there is the map full of things to do, which is Far Cry Ubisoft style. But the things to do are generally pretty quick and fun to do, and pretty.
I like how
pretty
it's
easy.
only the three of us that call those Borgia Towers because of me.
But you're not wrong, though. Brotherhood was the one to really make it, the Borgia Towers.
Yeah. Like, Brotherhood may not have been the first one to have it, but Brotherhood was the first one where people noticed. So,
Yeah.
so they are Borgia Towers.
Yes, yeah, pretty well. Like, but what was I saying? Right, the melee combat is like the most basic shit in the world. There's an attack, there's dodge. Congrats. You have a stamina meter, but it's not really that important. The ranged combat, it's kind of... It's like Last of Us's shooting. Where Last of Us had... Like, guns in Last of Us are impactful, but the thing about guns in Last of Us is that they're inaccurate, right? And
I don't know, I've never played that.
Yeah, it occurred to me as I was saying that. I was like, oh, great, you're right. Neither of these guys would have played Last of Us.
I played Last of Us.
Oh, shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had before Matt Hardy revived my PS4. I had a recording of Ellie T-posing up a ladder. Shortly after that, I uninstalled the game because I lost interest. Like, nothing will live up to Ellie T-posing up a ladder.
Yeah. It's got the stealth is interesting. This is definitely one of those games where like the stealth, you get to a point where you can have a lot of fun with the stealth because there's definitely more tools going on as you go throughout the game. One thing I like is that this is a game where running is not very super loud, so you can run a lot in stealth, which makes stealth feel very fast paced, and like you're sprinting your way through assassinating motherfuckers, right? Like, that feels good.
Nice.
That feels good. It felt good in Assassin's Creed as well when you could pull it off. And the driving feels like weird. It don't feel like driving in any other game. But once you get used to it, it feels pretty good. It's got a whole lot of mechanics at the first moment I looked at them. I was like, oh god, really? Like, your motorcycle has gas that it needs to top up. And
no.
I still don't get why that's a mechanic. But the really great thing is,
Realism.
this is a big thing that more games need to learn from. And anytime you're actually doing a mission, the gasoline mechanic is entirely turned off.
Oh, that's early.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I need to get money quick.
Why?
Because friggin' one of comment you made reminded me that freaking I was like, we're gonna freaking play Crash and Spyro with Pink. So I started looking up the freaking the prices of the bundles, and apparently it's like half off for the first trilogies of both.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, I forgot they did the Spyro trilogy. I ought to look into that. I've always been more interested in Spyro than in Crash.
I mean, I want to buy both just because, like, freaking Pink and I like we joked around in Ratchet and Clank that we were gonna do this, and the Pink started calling Ratchet Crash accidentally. So
Well, he is orange and has big ears. And those
See,
are
honest mistake.
and also
those
humps
are
the air.
Those are the only two identifying traits you need. What color are they? What are their ears like? Okay. Okay, so what I wanted to say about Days Gone, in particular, it's a lot like Mad Max. Addy, you remember Mad Max. Mad Max was not a very ambitious game, not at all. But it was fun, you know?
Yeah, I like Mad Max.
Yes, it's very much in the vein of Mad Max. Where the fun creativity stuff comes in is the plot is going in directions that I don't quite know yet, and I'm interested to see where it goes. It looks like it's playing around a lot more. But what I really like is the zombies. So there's only one thing I dislike about the zombies in Days Gone, which is that the zombies, that this is one of those classic fucking games that doesn't have the balls to call their zombies zombies. Instead they call them, get this, freakers.
Muertos. Oh yeah, Freddy
Freakers?
Freaker. Freddy Freaker. Yeah. 1-800 Freaker phone. He did just while T-posing. Y'all didn't see that advert, did you?
No.
All right.
Freakers. That one is actually the worst. I hate when they don't have the balls to call zombies zombies, but that one is the worst example yet. No one would have ever come up with the name Freakers for a bunch of walking corpses that eat people. Like,
Probably not.
the only one that I've accepted is Walking Dead calling them walkers. Because, I mean, yeah, that's pretty well the identifying trait of them in Walking Dead, is that those walkers do a whole lot of walking and they don't run.
But Walking Dead also called them muertos. Because calling them dead in a freaking other language is...
Stupid!
Yeah.
It sounds fucking stupid to call them dead.
I mean...
I mean, you can say,
but
here come the dead,
really,
or the...
yeah, let's make a shitty like on SF Flip zombie game, and let's just call the zombies Holottuck.
The trouble is that muerto sounds cool to people who don't speak Spanish.
I don't speak Spanish. I just know enough Spanish to know that freaking muertos just means the dead.
Right,
Like-
right. No, I would say most Americans know that muerto is Spanish for death, because we all know about Dia de los Muertos. But here's the thing: there are times where we know a word and it sounds fucking cool, but we also know that the translation isn't that cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many words are there of English that are super popular in Japan because it sounds cool to them, even though they know it translates just to something boring or lame?
Oh, Super Lettuce. I think that was one of the bands.
Ha! Super lettuce.
Yeah. I mean,
That's awesome.
there's a couple like that. One of them was called like Brown Shit Surprise.
Brown shit surprise. That's intentional. Brown shit
Yeah,
surprise is intentional.
It is super intentional. I also like the classic one that nobody is surprised by anymore. Freaking Maximum the Hormone. They did the music for freaking Death Note.
Ha! Okay, so what I wanted to go ahead and say is, with the stupid name out of the way, I do really like the way Days Gone handles zombies. They're kind of like an odd merger of several different, attempts at doing zombies, but in a very creative combination that works very well for making a unique gameplay structure. So they're kind of like the I Am Legend zombies, and they are fast, they are balding, They are skinny. Their skin all seems to turn to that kind of weird brown tan skin tone, regardless of what their original ethnicity was. And they are, for the most part, nocturnal. They can come out during the day, but they don't like it and they're weaker during the day. Which makes for a very interesting gameplay setup because I want to go ahead and get this in. So the game's title is Days Gone, right?
Right.
And when you pause, the top of the pause screen says how many days have gone since the apocalypse began. And it actually counts every day that you've played. And it starts out at 754. I believe I've passed through 15 in-game days. So now it's up to 769 days gone. That's really cool.
Ooh.
I like that. And you'll wind up building that meter up a lot because there are a lot of times where you'll deliberately go and sleep in beds to pass the time so that you don't go out at night when there's loads and loads of zombies everywhere. Because they are fucking everywhere. I mean it. The other thing that's really weird about the zombies, for one thing, this is a game that, surprisingly enough, did not pull the punch of children. I was shocked and confused. The very first level, the very first playable part of the first level, actually it was the second level, but whatever. The first time
That's where she only dies again.
The very first time you run into a zombie, it's a kid zombie. And kid zombies are just a regular enemy type in the game.
Ah.
Yeah.
But because they're so small, they aren't aggressive.
So the babies are sick.
Yeah, kind of. It's definitely about as disturbing in Days Gone as it was in Dead Space.
I don't know if I'd say it's disturbing. I mean, it makes logical sense.
The
like
babies,
it sucks, but it makes sense.
It does, absolutely. Like, the babies you kind of got used to pretty quickly, I think. Especially with, the weirdo, gigantic tentacle ones you started to get. That's not a baby anymore, right? It doesn't even, feel like a baby. But, when in Dead Space 2, the toddler zombies, the toddler necromorphs, those were fucking creepy. Because they actually sound like kids, you know?
Isn't that the one I played?
Yeah, you remember when you go into the gymnasium and you get attacked by the massive horde of toddlers and you pull out the Ripper and just fucking mow them down?
Oh, yeah, I never even realized those were toddlers.
Oh, they sound like screaming kids.
They sounded like enemies.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think they killed you first, so I think you just came back with blood in your eyes.
Probably.
Things are immediately off to a weird start because zombies are ordinarily designed for attack, right? Regardless of how much damage you take. The kid zombies will run away from you unless you corner them. So immediately, things are weird. The zombies are also... I'm wondering if they're building up to kind of an I Am Legend twist, right? Because you guys both know the ending twist of I Am Legend, right?
Everyone dies.
I forget the twist.
Okay. Oh, right, Addy, you would have seen the movie, right? Okay.
I have seen the movie.
I said you would have seen the movie. Okay, so in the original book, I Am Legend, the ending twist was that the zombie vampires that he has been killing over the course of the entire book have actually, since he's just been, dragging them out during the daytime when they're sleeping and then killing them, he finds out that during the nighttime they've been building actual, societies and civilizations and family units, and he has been killing, their brothers and husbands and sisters and wives and so on. And he's found out that, he has become such a terror to these vampires that he has become their big, not their boogeyman, their myth, their legend.
I see.
Oh!
So ordinarily, the movie's title getting said in the story, I think that's dumb. But I actually think that was a really cute one. That you think it's I Am Legend because he's such a badass fighting the vampires, right? No, I am Legend because the vampires are a bunch of scared innocents that I have been murdering, and they're scared shitless of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to start doing that here with Days Gone. Not only because the kid ones are smart enough to run away, but the adult ones will sometimes get territorial and kill and eat each other. Zombies eating each other.
Interesting.
Yeah, zombies eating each other is like a big no-no in fiction. Like, that's another thing that's, it's real weird about Days Gone, is that these zombies are not picky about their meat. Like, usually zombies want live human, and they will not settle for anything else. They're picky eaters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bit strange when you think about it. These zombies are not. For one thing, the corpses that you find in this game are not like, oh, well, here's Tom, he got his throat torn out. No. These guys, they use all the parts of the human. You find blood-covered bones and a few bits of intestine. Oh, well, yeah, that's Tom. He died yesterday. They ate all of him. Which is way creepier, honestly.
Yeah, probably just a little bit.
There's nothing left to be recognized. Like, there's not even the usual zombie trope thing of, like, you see him the next day walking around with his throat torn out. No, he's a goddamn skeleton.
You see a skeleton walking around with his throat torn out. If he can throat torn out. Yeah.
A skeleton with no musculature to actually move the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do the zombies in this game do the scariest bit of any zombie fiction and call me pendejo.
No, but I wish they did. I was thinking, though, the only thing I don't like about the way Days Gone does zombies, besides the stupid name, is that they go with the bestial scream type zombies that go while they chase after you. And the only game to do that right, I think, is Left 4 Dead. Other than that, I'm a much bigger fan of the moaning, groaning zombies, you know? You know what I don't think modern zombie media does enough?
Reverse people screaming.
Well, yeah, Half-Life had great zombie noises. Half-Life had very great zombie noises. But not enough nowadays do where it's a massive horde of zombies and the massive amount of moaning just resonates through the entire area. Because that shit's creepy every time. Like, the original Romero movies did it. Dead Rising 1 did it. That's pretty much it. What else did I want to say? So the thing they advertised in all over the footage, all the trailers for Days Gone, were the positively ludicrous amounts of zombies you'll see in a horde, right? So,
yeah.
Hordes of walking zombies are a little spooky, but because they're walking, they're not really that scary, because it's just like, just run away, right? These zombies run. And there have been...
I thought you were going to say they like right after you on bikes.
That'd be interesting.
Right, today's Gone Retribution.
There's like 300 zombies to a horde in this game. I don't know where they'd get enough gasoline. I don't know where they'd get enough bikes. Like, you just hear a ridiculous amount of motorcycle engines running in the distance, and you'd be like, oh no.
Zombies and motorcycles.
I love it. No way.
Now I have to challenge them to a children's card game.
So these zombie hordes, oh boy. Yeah, 1 or 2 zombies is a problem. 5 or 6 zombies is a fucking menace. And then you just see these big hordes of like 300 zombies, and you're like, no, sir. No. And I was thinking like, oh, well, okay, the horde zombies will of course be made up of like weaker, shittier zombies, right? Nope, those are the normal zombies. So, that's actually really interesting from both a free roam perspective, because it forces you to change your plans and your routes to go somewhere else. And it's interesting from a gameplay perspective, because that is a threat you cannot deal with unless you are armed to the fucking teeth. And also, it's really interesting when you're running into like 3 dudes with guns, and you're like, oh, well, you know, the old story about 2 guys running from a bear, right, guys? I will say, there are about 3 times already in the game where I have just about shit myself, because, again, the zombies are nocturnal. So, the massive hordes all sleep together in these massive cave nests.
And you throw a Molotov on them.
You can do that. You can absolutely do that and get a lot of kills for it. I haven't had the balls to go into one of the caves yet, but that's probably an effective strategy once you get into a later game and you can get easier access to high explosives. But there have been a good couple times in this game where I have just casually non-thinking been like, ooh, a cave! I bet there's loot in there! And then I see one zombie and I'm like, nope, turning that shit around. There was one time I just non-thinkingly went in front of a cave, like trying to sneak into a place. And I was like, oh, there's nothing here. I just walked to the other side of the road, turned around to see where I had just been, and I saw the fucking horde of 300 zombies coming out of the cave and walking just where I'd been. And I felt my ball sack shrink into the rest of my body. What else did I want to say about the zombies? I think that was pretty much the extent of what I wanted to say about the zombies. I will say, this game has... There's always a problem with video games of the UI spoiling things. This game's got a pretty egregious case. I'm like, maybe 10, 15 hours into this game, and I've only seen the two types of zombies, right? The adult zombies and the kid zombies. But there is a unique mechanic where every time you kill a zombie of any type, you collect their ear. And you can turn their ears in at the various human settlements in returns for cash, right? Which makes a lot of sense. I don't think enough zombie fiction handles that idea of deliberately trying to cut down the zombie population, right?
Right.
I think that's a really cool way to reward the player for their kills. Especially because, like, the zombies have, like, no loot on them. But, to get to the point, when you go into the little ear shop there to sell your ears, it shows you a big roster of, like, fucking 15 different zombie types. It doesn't show you the actual models, but it shows you silhouettes. And it's like, well, okay, I guess there are boss zombies I've not run into yet. Yeah, okay. Guess we'll see about that. Weird. Okay, with all that said, the last point I wanted to make is, these two games I've been playing, Days Gone and Lego Worlds, I've noticed they're both incredibly buggy games. But they're very different kinds of buggy. Because Days Gone is the, good bug funny. It's like the funny ha-ha kind of bugs, right?
It's like sliding off the ladder.
Yeah. One that I got that I really loved, there was a little bit where there was a bug going on that made my player model disappear while I was riding my bike. So I just became the goddamn Ghost Rider.
Well, you became Ghost Rider.
Yeah. It's just that, it's that hero biker, Ghost Rider. There we go. I don't know what's happening. There's just like this shadow presence that sometimes arrives and turns in zombie ears. I don't know. We give them money, so I guess it's a good deal.
I like to imagine that you're not Ghost Rider, you're that like freaking truck that tried to kill Stephen King or whatever.
Yeah, but in the zombie apocalypse, he's turned over a new leaf.
Yeah.
Man. And you can still do everything. Like, I went up and did a stealth kill on a guy, and a knife just jabbed itself into the guy's asshole and then ripped upwards.
Sure.
It's like Magneto was on the other side of the fucking room killing him.
Yeah. You activated your stand.
Now, that's stupid. The Lego Worlds, on the other hand, is not the funny ha-ha kind of bugs. It's very much the oh goddammit kind of bugs. Like getting stuck in a menu with no exit option. No, the exit button stops working. Or the game just crashes for seemingly no reason.
Smite.
Or very abrupt frame drops from 60 to 0 and then back up to 60 with no explanation.
Nice.
Nothing even going on screen. What the fuck? I'm still enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but oh boy, that's a game that it's a pity it was made by Traveler's Tales and Warner Brothers, because that game could have used some polish. It's funny though, because it's graphically beautiful. Like, you wouldn't think Legos could be beautiful, but they are. I didn't get to say that about Days Gone. Days Gone is a gorgeous looking game. As long as you don't look too hard at any of the human NPCs, it's a gorgeous looking game. The main character's model looks amazing. And the nature looks fantastic. The lighting is gorgeous. It's a fantastic looking game. Especially running on the PS5 with 4K and 60 frames per second and all that. Oh, no, I forgot to mention, the really strange thing about the game is that the main character Days Gone is voiced, mocapped, and uses the likeness of Sam Witwer. Now, Addy, you know who Sam Witwer is, don't you, Addy?
No?
Starkiller.
Oh, Starkiller!
And with Starkiller, they also used his likeness and his voice. So every time the camera focuses in on the main guy's face and he's talking, I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm playing Starkiller. Starkiller's gone back in time and forgotten how to use the Force. And it's so weird. It's this weird thing, in movies you're used to it, you know? Captain America looks identical to the guy from Knives Out, looks identical to Human Torch, and so on, right? But
yeah.
video games, it's going to be more and more common over time in video games, but right now it's still weird, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Addy, you played Yakuza 6. Was it not just, the weirdest moment when you've got all these Yakuza dudes, and then it's like, oh, well, there's fucking Takeshi. What?
No, I actually didn't notice Beat Takeshi. Maybe I didn't notice Beat Takeshi. I don't remember. The weirder one was when freaking in 2002 I fought Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Oh, yeah.
Not 2002, 2006, I want to say. Is that when Kiwami 2, is that when 2 was set?
Yeah, I think then about, yeah.
But yeah, fighting freaking 2014 Hiroshi Tanahashi in freaking 2006 was an experience. What was even better was that Keiji Muto was just as old in 2006 as he is now.
As ancient and pot-bellied as you mean?
Yeah.
Well, the alternative would have been late 80s, early 90s Great Muta running around in 2006. What? It's every time...
I would have liked if they have the freaking all of the wrestlers in their normal civilian clothes, and then the Great Muta is in gimmick.
Yeah.
Full gimmick.
You're actually getting into a fight, shoot fight with all the other wrestlers, but Muta somehow gets Kiryu'd up to do a work.
Yeah. The best part of that is that Kiryu didn't even fight them. They were the bosses of the freaking tower defense minigame.
I didn't even know Yakuza Kiwami 2 had a fucking tower defense minigame.
Yeah, freaking... all of these wrestlers are feuding with Majima. And Kiryu just steps in to be like, yo, Majima, stand over there and then beat people up. And that's basically the story, yo. That's as far as I saw of the story for that.
All right. What else was I going to say? Right, okay, there's one last thing I want to say about Days Gone that routinely cracks me up in that fucking game. Which is that I think Sam Witwer got a lot of different stage directions from the other members of the cast. So, and a lot of it seems Sam Witwer, a lot of his in-gameplay stage directions were done with the assumption he'd be doing them while riding the motorcycle. So there are times where you've got someone riding the back of your motorcycle and you're doing a dialogue scene with them while you drive the motorcycle, right? And you'll be and this person will be like, oh yeah, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And Sam Witwer's character, the main guy, oh yeah, okay, well I think we should do this. It's like, holy shit. It's comical every time. And, the great thing is he'll even do it for some things. There are sometimes you'll hear radio broadcasts of, some local guy going, blah, blah, blah. America became this way because of Chinese consumerism. It's something like that, right? And then Sam
Right.
Witwer's character will be in the middle of a stealth section, sneaking up on some guy, and will scream at the top of his lungs, "I happen to like consumerism, thank you very much, I could use a new bike right now!" And it's so fucking funny, especially because none of the NPCs acknowledge it. So I'm still sneaking up behind the zombie as my character is screaming his lungs out about wanting a new bike.
They know you're there. They just don't want to acknowledge you.
They're intimidated by his shouting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone
fuck.
please give me for a new bike.
Oh fuck, it's the shouting human again. Book it. It's the fucking screaming ghost biker again. Holy shit. Watch out, he's gonna hit you with his invisible knife. Oh, that game's fun. Alright, that's the extent of my week. I believe we could call that a podcast. Addie? Say it. Say.
What is it?
Bye. Goodbye!